A free-to-play mod with custom cutscenes, reimagined narrative, and an army of Marines at your disposal? There is simply no other mod like this.
Go, go, go!
What if you could command an entire armada of UNSC Marines? What if the tides had turned and the UNSC had started to lock down the entire ring? And what would happen if the Master Chief were emboldened by a seriously powerful army which he could lead through squad-based tactics?
Sir, yes, sir!
This is Better with Friends. From the first of Assault on the Control Room's many maze of rooms, you'll find that the Marines have pressed ahead and locked things down.
The Covenant presence here is stronger than I anticipated. They seem to have the entire region secured.
And that they do. This mod allows players to place an entirely different lens on this game. No flashy assets, no awkward recycled ones either. This mod achieves the impossible through very heavy scripting and rewriting of the original narrative of this level. The mod is incredibly faithful to its name. There is not a single moment where the player is alone. But before I elaborate on these mechanics, check how this scripting completely changes the narrative of the opening scene. The Pelican in distress being chased by this Banshee adds a whole new element to the chaos. The crashed spirit dropship is such an awesome touch, not only to the atmosphere, but also to remind you that you're now commanding a squad of Marines, and wherever you go, they have to go.
We should hurry, they can't hold out much longer.
Quick question, remember him? We're going to be seeing much more of him. He's been turned into the villain for this level, and it's actually really creepy. It's like some G-Man stuff, but not before our squad follows us down the elevator and continues to wreak havoc. Our first major reimagination of this level is in the first driving section. I imagine at this point you're probably wondering, why would you change one of the most awesome driving sections from Halo CE? And that's an incredibly fair question, but this reimagination is like no other. Instead of there being a chaotic section where you can only take 2 Marines with you out of the several that have to get left behind and killed by the Wraith, you, Johnson, Stacker, and the rest of the Marines fight waves and waves of elites. Wave after wave of spirits drop from the sky, proving to be no match for the Marines. But you'll definitely lose some, not to worry. Not only is the UNSC at full strength, they've been teaching the Marines how to drive. In what I can only describe as the driving levels from James Bond Nightfire, you're suddenly thrown into a linear driving section where 2 warthogs on a scripted path will keep looping through the upcoming areas. The scripting and reimagination here are unbelievable. This section of the level plays like a charm. The reimagination involves having the Wraiths on top of the entrance to the building, which makes so much more sense. They're in a completely invulnerable position to you, so you can't do anything until your UNSC pilot friends arrive and paste them with rockets. And there we have it. The UNSC have also been teaching the Marines to drive tanks and paste the Covenant into a million pieces. I'm purposely not covering the bridge section that comes after this. It's honestly so funny with the original Halo CE AI having the ability to blow up everything. I honestly just want you to see it for itself. The mod gives you a slight breather by pretending things are business as usual, but quite quickly after this section we get straight back to it with some scripted goodness, but nothing could prepare me for the chills I were about to receive. After finding yourself stranded, Sergeant Stacker and Johnson start heading back the way you just came. I am still blown away at how this scripting completely alters the narrative of this level. A whole section has been developed where you and the Marines find a way to get over the rubble, not without missing the original narrative of you having to shoot down the turrets that were pinning down the Marines in the first place. And of course, a Better with Friends level wouldn't be complete without another ultimate showdown. This high-octane section normally ends a little bit dystopically. The Marines are mysteriously left behind whilst you press on ahead, even though you can see them on the bridge moments later. But the Marines divide into 2, some of them securing the area whilst the rest press on ahead with you. And you're seriously going to need their support, because there's some tough guys ahead. After I land the most lucky stick of my life, the Marines press on, carving a path in the middle of the room, giving you an opportunity to flank. But trust me when I say, you're definitely going to want to have them close for this one. As you come across this blacked out room, Stacker and Johnson order their men to take positions. Throwing a plasma grenade into the middle of the room lights up the walls, revealing a Sangheili Hive, a room infested with invisible elites. The monotony of this original section is no more. For once you'll actually want the AI to go ahead to go and scout out the elites, but unfortunately some of them are armed with energy swords, so you'll have to quickly intervene to stop them from dying. Upon reaching the ice bridge where you'd normally try your hardest to steal a Banshee and skip half of this level, the day is yet again saved by the UNSC. After the control room's landing pads are a bit too hot for a landing, you get dropped off at the bottom of the canyon alongside another Pelican, in what I can only describe as a more exciting fight than the opening of the Silent Cartographer. You'll get a chance to grab the Banshee, which definitely helps on higher difficulties, but I have to be honest, the pacing up until now has been legendary. It's all been leading up to this moment. What's going to happen once we get inside the control center? I'll let this outro play uninterrupted, as long as you promise me you'll download this mod.
This is it. Halo's control center. That terminal, try there.
You all right?
Never been better. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so much, so fast. It's glorious.
So, what sort of weapon is it?
What are you talking about?
Let's stay focused. Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important. The Covenant were right. This ring... it's Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Slow down. You're losing me.
The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring. Something horrible. And now, they're afraid.
Something buried? Where?
The captain. We've got to stop the captain.
Keys? What
The
do we...
weapons cache he's looking for. It's not really... We can't let him get inside.
I don't understand.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!